Good morning, everybody. Rafa put the beat down. B2. Did Rafa put the beat down last night? Did he go beast mode like you? You're a beast. You're a lovable beast, though. Hey, guys. Pete here from Crunch Time Coaching. Watched the Australian Open last night. It was good to watch some tennis rather than being caught up in all the controversy. But you know what? We're going to talk about some things that people may not want to hear, especially if you're a Novak Djokovic fan, because, Rafa came into this tournament. Let me just take a little sip out of my championship cup, Georgia Bulldogs. But, Rafa comes into the tournament. Let's see this. He's not the favorite. This is what I want to talk about. He's not the favorite, but if he loses before the quarterfinal, but if Zverev loses before then who knows? See, that's what Rafa is so good at. He's good at coming in like, I just try to get my timing, play, don't expect much. I win some matches, everything fine. No. Rafa's got 20 Grand Slams, okay? And what he showed last night is he's not coming back feeling his way into the tournament. So many question marks. How's he going to hit the ball? How's he going to move? How's the foot going to feel? Just like JRR says, he came out impressive. He went beast mode. Rafa went full beast mode last night. To me, that was a statement match. Novak, you're out. Bye-bye. When you come to Australia, the tournament is yours, but you're not here. And now Rafa, he's got a clear path to the GOAT. He's got a clear path right now to the GOAT because I think he is certainly one of the favorites, if not the favorite, after the first round because he answered a lot of questions for me last night. He came on out. He's moving great. Did you see that one where the dude he played hit a great drop shot and Rafa ran it down and at the very last second was able to hit that little angle shot? Did you see how often he was running around his forehand? Did you see how much bigger the serve is? Okay, his serve kind of looked like, U.S. Open 2009 or 10 serve. I mean, he was pumping the serve. The serve looks bigger. The forehand's got the RPMs on it. He's moving the ball. What they're saying, he flips the switch and there it goes. Exactly. He's moving great. And they also said that the court, I think it was Darren Cahill was down on court, said his ball's bouncing big in the heat. Okay. And it wasn't even that hot yesterday. So Rafa's looking pretty good, guys. And we've been talking about Medvedev being the favorite, Zverev being the favorite. They're still the favorites, but are they the favorites over somebody who's won 20 Grand Slam titles that with his big nemesis out? You don't think Rafa sees what a big opportunity this is? Rafa doesn't have all the question marks in his mind that you think he does. He likes you guys and the press to think like, I don't know. Maybe I play. Okay. If I hit some balls, that's good for me. No, he's been training. He knows how hard he's been training. He knows how fit he is. And he knows how good he's hitting the ball. In fact, Zverev, who Ali said, is the favorite. Zverev said he's been hitting with Rafa. He says Rafa's playing amazing right now. So that's all you need to go. No, you think if Zverev goes in and thinks that Rafa's playing amazing right now, that he's going to beat Rafa? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. Imagine if he won 21 here and then headed to Roland Garros 22. Would completely change the GOAT debate. That's why we're here right now. That's why I came on this live stream, Ali, because that's exactly what I started thinking. It goes to show how fluid the situation is, guys, for GOAT, because last year, at the end of last year, Novak won 27 out of 28 Grand Slam matches. That is sick. To tie the GOAT debate, he looks like he's the healthiest. He is a little bit younger than Rafa. He's a lot younger than Roger, who we love. But, I mean, is Roger really going to win another Grand Slam? I don't think so. We'll just be happy to see him back on the court. So it really comes down to a two-man race right now. Rafa versus Novak. That's what it is. I'm sorry, Roger fans. And Roger is my favorite player. But it's a two-man race. That's what it is. And Novak, by deciding to roll the dice, whether you think he's right or he's wrong for that, he's clearly rolling the dice. It backfired. And now it's momentum advantage Rafa. Because if Rafa can win here, like Ali is saying, he goes to 21 and then he goes to the dirt. And he loves the dirt. He's a mutter. His mother was a mutter. That's a Seinfeld reference if you don't know. But he loves the dirt. Obviously, he's won it 13 times there. Has he won it 13 times? Is it that many? Gosh. Or was he trying to win 13 last year? I think he's won it 13 times and he's going for 14. So if he gets to 22 before Novak can even figure out if he can play another tournament with all these restrictions, I think that could really mess with Novak's head. And you just never know. You never know. The wheels are going to fall off quickly, just like you saw Roger, like he was doing fine. Where's B2? B2 is down here. Let me show you. Let me show you what my sidekick does. My sidekick just hangs out. There's B2, guys. He's just chilling. He's just chilling. That's what B2's doing. That's where Mr. B2 is, Bashkar. And he's already weighed in. He's like, Pete, you better go live today because did you see Rafa play? We sat there, we watched Rafa together. We're like, you know, Mr. B2 said, Rafa's in beast mode. He's not feeling his way in this tournament. He's primed to win the tournament. He's looking good. He's looking fast. He's looking fit. The serve is big. The forehand's jumping. The feet are pumping. So Rafa, if you're a Rafa fan and a Georgia Bulldog fan, they've got one thing in common. They're champions. They know how to win. They know how to win. All these other ones, they don't know how to win the way Rafa knows how to win. Zverev's great, but he obviously doesn't know how to win the way Rafa knows how to win. I'm saying it right now. Rafa is, in my mind, the favorite to win the tournament because he knows how much is on the line. He knows, hey, if I can win the Australian Open, that pretty much belongs to Novak, and Novak's not here. And then we go to the dirt. Now I've got a 2 Grand Slam advantage. And he's pretty good at the U.S. Open too, guys. I mean, this could turn out to be, I know I'm getting way ahead of myself, but if Rafa stays healthy, just like we thought Novak was going to run the table, Rafa could go 3 out of 4. I don't see him winning Wimbledon, but I could see him, if he stays healthy like this and Novak keeps going through his troubles. And, you know, I mean, it's tough to step up and beat one of these goats when they're healthy. He doesn't look like he's lost a step. The RPMs are still there on the forehand. Like, where's the weakness? What you saw last night. I know he played a chump. So, you know, it's easy to look good when you are just so far ahead of him. But he looked pretty good. The counter drop shot without looking, moving like Alcaraz. Exactly. Alcaraz, though, you know, you never know. Pete, do you think Rafa can do it as his least successful surface? Yes. I mean, I think that it's just Novak's big surface, and he's just running. He's gotten to the finals a couple times, guys. He's got to semifinals a couple times. It's not like he's not even close. It's not like, oh, he's so bad at the Australian Open. He's not bad at the Australian Open. He can win the Australian Open. I put him as the favorite right now after what I saw last night. I had a hunch, Fognini losing. Yeah, I mean, Fognini's just disappointing. I like to see him go into the second week because he's just entertaining. He just makes the game more entertaining to watch. So sad to see Fognini gone this early. Okay, here we go. And France yesterday introduced a law saying sports people must be vaccinated. Whoa. Is this true, Ali? Because I thought a week or so ago, they said that they're going to let Novak come on vaccinated. Now, if this is a new development, this is really putting Novak to the test. They're pretty much taking his arm and saying, they're twisting the arm. They're literally twisting his arm and saying, Novak, if you want to be part of the GOAT discussion, I mean, imagine how he's got to be feeling right now. His mind's got to be pretty clouded, pretty confused, because he's thinking, okay, I don't believe in the vaccine. Maybe I'm afraid of the vaccine. Maybe I'm afraid it could do something to my superpowers. I don't know. But if I don't get the vaccine, it looks like they're not even going to let me play at these things. And if I can't play, this year, next year, for the foreseeable future, I'm giving it away. I'm handing it over. I'm handing the keys of the car, of the GOAT car, to Nadal. Because Nadal, he's going to get at least one more. If he can stay healthy, that's the key. If he can stay healthy, he's going to get 1, 2, maybe 3 more. All of a sudden, you're at 22, and Novak's is where he is mentally and not allowed to play. Now, all of a sudden, it doesn't look like such a shoo-in. I mean, at the end of last year, I thought this is a shoo-in. Novak, it's a runaway race. Nadal was injured with his foot, and there was all these stories, which are true, that Nadal had this foot injury since he was a kid, and he's not getting any younger. And he had a really tough time in D.C. Remember, he came back and played that one match against Jack Sock that was exciting, but you could see him laboring. And you're thinking, well, gosh, can he ever get this thing right? If he can't get this thing right, Roger's gone. Novak won 27 out of 28. Clearly, Novak's going to be the GOAT easily. Now this has changed overnight. This has literally changed overnight. Now I'm saying advantage Rafa to be the GOAT. What say you guys? Let's see. Ollie's put that in there. Lacoste, Novak's sponsor, released statement saying that they want to review the last few weeks with Novak as soon as possible. Whoa. Talk about the world turning on Novak. I still like Novak, as you guys know. I like him. Pete, Mr. Perfect will prove you wrong later this year. Wait and watch. I know you will like that. Oh, you think Federer's going to come back and win, Bishkar? I wish he would, but I don't think it's going to happen. Where's he going to win? Wimbledon? Maybe. I mean, that's another thing. If Djokovic doesn't play Wimbledon, who's really handed it to Federer at Wimbledon, Federer would have a good 3, 4, 5 more Wimbledons without damn Djokovic there. Maybe it is advantage Roger, but he just got completely outclassed by Herbie Hurkacz. How much tennis is Roger going to be able to play? How good a form can he get into? How fast will he be moving? That's all huge question marks, just like it was for Rafa going in this tournament. And Rafa led us to believe, as he likes to let us believe, like, I don't know, maybe I win match or 2. If I do, I'm happy. Just to play tennis, that's great. No. Rafa knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, guys. He knows where he is. He's in beast mode. Yeah, that minister did say that, but he recanted his statement. Ooh, he recanted it. So maybe Novak is not going to be playing at the French Open, or he's going to be vaccinated. What do you guys think? Is he going to really not go to all these Grand Slam tournaments? Do you think he's going to be that, stubborn with the whole thing? Maybe. It was passed yesterday by their parliament. I mean, Ollie just putting on a clinic right now. Ollie just putting on an education, on a class. Rafa definitely has a chance at Roland Garros and U.S. Open and here, guys. I mean, Rafa literally, he's got like 3 good chances to walk away with 2 or 3 this year. Pete, you are such a Rafa fan. Surprised you haven't set up a week of Tennis Con at Rafa's Academy for all of us. That would be kind of fun. I don't know if they'd welcome me, though. I don't know. I mean, they kind of have their own thing going on there. I would go teach at Rafa's Academy if they'd have me. I agree. Rafa is the favorite. Zverev and Medvedev cannot challenge a fully fit Rafael Nadal. Ooh, now that's a great statement. I like the controversy that Jossie is staying here. What do you guys think? Can Medvedev, who did stand toe-to-toe against Djokovic, and he really took Djokovic, but you can imagine how much pressure Djokovic definitely did not play his best match against Medvedev. In fact, I thought that Djokovic appeared for the last 2 or 3 months to be nervous at the Grand Slams. I thought, at Wimbledon, he won Wimbledon without his best stuff. I thought he played a little tentative at Wimbledon, and no one could just step up and take it from him. French Open, he almost went out a couple times, being down 2 sets. Just showed how just so mentally tough, so physically fit. That's why maybe he doesn't want to get the vaccine. But against Medvedev, who played incredible, Medvedev kind of took the racket out of his hands, but I think Novak also was nervous. But Medvedev has been the one guy, to me, to step up against these goats and say, I ain't afraid of you. I ain't afraid of you. I'm this weird alien specimen who's like 6'9" and runs like a cat and stretches and, doesn't miss, even though I hit the ball completely flat. So Medvedev is definitely, a lot of people could argue he's the favorite. What do you guys think? Who's the favorite? Is it Medvedev? Is it Zverev? Or is it Nadal? I'm going early after watching Rafa last night and saying Nadal knows how to win, baby. And he knows that this is his biggest opportunity to claim GOAT. I mean, imagine how great that would feel. I mean, I'm sure before the year started, he was probably thinking, you know what? Novak's probably going to play Australian Open. Maybe I get lucky and win the Australian Open, but I got to really gear up for the French. And then I get 21. That's my best chance of putting resistance up in this whole GOAT race. Now all of a sudden, Novak's like kind of out of the picture until he figures out what he's going to do with the vaccination controversy. And Rafa can win the Australian Open, which is a big cherry on top, go to the French Open. Who knows what he's going to do at Wimbledon? It's not like he's terrible at Wimbledon, guys. He's won Wimbledon a couple times. And then go to the U.S. Open. Like it's a dream. All of a sudden, Rafa is living the dream, baby. Challenge for Rafa might be night conditions against a top player with a great backhand. He always plays great when there is a blazing sunshine. That's a huge point. That is a huge point. It turns into 2 different courts, guys, when they're playing in the daytime and it's that 100-degree weather and the ball is just bouncing off that sunny, shiny, hot surface. Rafa plays amazing at the Australian Open. So maybe I am jumping the gun here. When the sun goes down and they're playing at night, and especially when they close up the arena, or they keep it open, doesn't matter. It's just different. It's just doesn't hop off the court as much. And you're right, maybe a really good backhand. That's what happened. Tsitsipas, it was really interesting. Tsitsipas got down a couple sets. I'm not even talking about Tsitsipas as being a contender, and he played great at the Australian Open last year. And it was weird. Like Rafa was hitting this big, massive forehand at a one-handed backhand. And Tsitsipas was out battling him with his one-hander against Rafa's forehand. You don't see that too often, especially from a one-hander. How am I doing? I'm doing great. Thank you for how are you doing with a smiley face. He will fake vaccination card and be done with it. I don't think you're going to get it. Come on. He's not going to be able to get a fake vaccination card, and he's not going to do that. God, imagine if he got a fake. He's with as much. See, Novak wants to be loved, guys. And he's not the terrible, bad person everybody's making him out to be. And you know how important it was to be accepted and liked when he started crying at the U.S. Open last year when Medvedev was about to win. He said it touched him so much how they finally had the crowd on his side. So he's not going to risk getting a fake vaccination card. He's either going to get vaccinated or he is going to not and risk, not playing a Grand Slam tournament in the whole year. I mean, that could happen. That goes to show what this challenge of COVID is doing to everybody and how it's just changing the landscape of everything. Okay, Medi will win the Australian Open 2022. He certainly could. He certainly is right there. Okay, LOL. unlikely. I don't know what unlikely you're unlikely about. It seems that Medi struggles with easy opponents, such as Zverev. Such as Zverev sometimes struggles with easy opponents. I mean, yeah, Zverev last night. I think that's one good thing about what Zverev is doing too, is when he gets into close sets. You know, a couple of years ago when he got into close sets, he could lose to some no names. Now he had 2 close sets last night, and if you're not really paying attention, you're like, oh, that was just an easy straight set win. No, 2 of the sets last night for Zverev were 7-6 sets, but he pulled it out. So he's turning those close sets into routine wins for him. That's good. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying. Nadal's game works well against Medvedev. Last time they had a big battle that I can remember, they played at U.S. Open. Rafa got up a couple sets, and then, he just barely held on. So Medvedev can definitely challenge Rafa for sure. Novak's GOAT race is in severe danger if he doesn't get vaccinated, especially if the banned from Australia Open for 3 years. Yeah, and the minister did say, hey, we might not ban him for 3 years. So I think if Novak, which is a huge if, it's like a giant if, it's like a bowling ball boulder if Novak gets vaccinated before the Australian Open next year, I believe he will be playing at the Australian Open. I don't think they're going to hold that 3-year ban over his head, nor do I think they should. I think that would be very petty and terrible to do, especially when the guy has won there 9 times, given $1 million to the forest fires, and probably given more to charity than I even know what he's done in Australia. I mean, Novak's a giving dude. You have to give him credit there. Remember, part of the controversy of him being out, he was doing charity work. It's not like he was out at a strip club, throwing dollars all around the place. No, the guy was at charity events and doing an interview that he felt bad canceling. He just made a dumb mistake. It's like, hello, McFly, do you want to play Australia or not? You can't just go out and do these things. It was dumb. But it wasn't like he was doing terrible, nasty, immoral things when he was out. He was doing good work. Can we all admit that? Rafa has to prove he's still fit enough to win a 5-set against Zverev and Medvedev. He's going to be fit enough. Trust me. I don't know. Maybe. That's what he said. That's in the press. They say, do you think you're fit enough to play 5-set? That I don't know because I haven't played 5-set. He always plays it down. This is Rafa's move. If you haven't figured out by now, Rafa likes, whenever it's possible, even though he's won 20 Grand Slams, Rafa prefers to play it low. He likes to go under the radar as long as you'll let him and sneak up. And all of a sudden you're like, realize, oh, Rafa's in another semifinals. Oh, Rafa's in the final. Oh, Rafa just got number 21. That's what I think might happen. Like you say, Rafa can easily win the Australian Open, says Floyd. Guys, keep your comments coming. I love when you guys put your comments, and I love to put them right there and showcase them. I hope he's Novak not going to fake vaccine pass and land himself in a terrible mess again. Guys, he's not going to do that. I'll make one promise right here. Novak if he gets vaccinated, it's not going to be fake. It's going to be legit. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Zverev has never beaten a top 10 player in a Grand Slam, so this is his best chance to finally do it. That's true. And is that really true? He's never beaten one top 10 player at a Grand Slam tournament? I find that hard to believe, but yay, that's a big statement you just made, and I'm not going to fact check it, so you're probably right. Okay. I like Stefanos, but I have doubts with his elbow injury. So, yeah, I don't know that. How badly injured is Stefanos' elbow injury? And if you get an elbow injury, especially as a one-hander, I mean, in tennis, elbow injuries are tough to get to go away. They can stay for months and even years. And if you hit a one-hander and you're playing, especially the way these guys just pummel the ball, and you've got to be on perfect timing and absorb all that pace, and sometimes you're late, that's tough. That's tough to get over just on the tour with no real rest. So that could be tough for Stefanos Tsitsipas. I don't think Nadal will win the Australian Open 2022. Why not? Why won't he? Why can't he? I think he can. I think he will. Novak is worth $200 million. Charity won. Okay, guys, stop that. First of all, it's $1 million for one thing. The guy is giving away millions. With all due respect, how can someone, no matter how much money you have, then put a yeah, but to people who have millions and give away millions? Yeah, but that's not a big deal. It is a big deal. First of all, he figured out to have a skill to where he makes millions of dollars. Most people, 99% of people never figure out how to do that. And then he doesn't have to. He gives away millions of dollars. It's not like the 1 million was the only million he gave away in his life. He's donated millions of dollars. He has a charity foundation. The guy has done a lot of good for the world. So please, I love how someone gave away $1 million and somebody goes, that's not a big deal. So what? He's Rafa, such a cunning guy. Rafa needs to be consistently hit big and use the forehand down the line, I think is what you're saying. More against players like Sasha with a great backhand. Sometimes Rafa uses too much topspin, which leads to his downfall in fast services. That's true. And I think you pointed that out pretty good. Zverev likes the Rafa heavy spin to his backhand because Zverev is a tall dude, and his backhand, in my mind, is better than his forehand. But his forehands, the Zverev forehand has improved a lot. So I think that was a very astute comment, I watched Zverev. He was mighty impressive, aggressive, and never endangered. Yeah, Zverev, let's be honest. I think he deserves to have a Grand Slam with it. He's been knocking on that door now for a couple years. He's getting more and more confident. He's becoming less and less shaky, not seeing those crazy double faults like we used to. He can totally do it. Totally can do it. Hopefully Rafa can win 21. If anyone attacks Nadal, big arm can punch him. What? I don't know. I don't get that. But yeah, if you can attack him, then you got a chance. I just read Novak can be barred from the French too because of unvaccinated. French sport minister has just passed a ruling. That's right. Our buddy Ali said that too. I'm a huge Nadal fan. I'm a bit concerned that this vaccine mandate might force Novak to retire. It could come down to it. I can't imagine what it must feel like to be Novak right now, to be going in and you were given hope. It's not like, and John McEnroe talked about this last night. He was talking with Chris Evert. I thought it was a good conversation. And he basically made the same point that I made. People are saying Novak need to play by the rules. He did play by the rules. It wasn't like you have to get vaccinated or you have zero chance of getting to play the Australian Open. It was you have to be vaccinated or there's this loophole over here called a medical exemption, and then we give you one, you can come and play. So he thought he was playing by the rules. He definitely was rolling the dice. It was definitely a risky, very risky move the way he played it. Very questionable the way he played. I understand all that. Upset a lot of people. I understand all that. But, now this vaccine mandate comes, I don't know. It's really putting his feet to the fire. What's he going to do? And when you come back, you got to feel a little awkward knowing that a lot of people now, you thought you were not liked before. Now a lot of people really don't like you. And he wants to be liked. He wants to be loved. Novak, I still love you. I still love you, Novak. I do. Federer's my favorite, though. Remember that Rafa's foot was very, very painful after the hiatus in 2020. He's been dealing with it for 1.5 hours, I think you mean years. To come back at this level is amazing, even if he doesn't win the title. Well, that's true. But he says he's been practicing he feels good about his game, guys. I think the foot is doing really well. Nadal needs his serve to save his physical decline. That's interesting. Now, when he gets injured, you can start to argue he's in a physical decline. But when the injury goes away, did you see any loss of speed there last night? I think he feels awesome right now, guys. He just won't tell. He wants to play it low, keep it close to the vest, act like he's just happy to be there playing tennis. I think this dude feels good. I think he feels good. I think he's fit. I think go all the way, Rafa. Cheers. Okay. Are you going to get oh, this is a good one. I'm going to do a special YouTube live for this one too. Are you going to get up early for Sloane and Emma since it is tomorrow morning, night session? Big. Jason Lane, you nailed it. This is a big match, guys. This is a big match. And I think that this is the first round blockbuster match. Now, we know a lot of times when you got a blockbuster matchup, it can turn out to be disappointing. But Sloane Stephens, Emma, I love that matchup. Anybody can win it. I ultimately want to see, even though I'm a huge Sloane Stephens fan, I would love to see Emma win it because I think she's got a lot more upside. And I think it'd be great for the game if she can back up her performance that she did at the U.S. Open and show that she's legit, that she's too legit to quit, and that we can start to see another superstar. How about Osaka last night coming out 6-3, 6-3 beatdown? She had a little bit of a shaky thing happen after she missed an easy overhead. But you got to like what Naomi did last night. You got to like what Barty did last night. And so I'd love to see Emma and Layla come out and put down a nice, good, solid performance in the first round, move to the second round, get to the second week. That would certainly lend to a lot of excitement, especially after last night, Coco Gauff going out early in, Wang 6-4, 6-2. Very surprised to see Coco go out that early and that lopsided a win because she looked pretty good in the warm-up tournaments leading up to the Australian Open. So I thought Coco was going to do some big things. Even last night, Chris Everett said Coco Gauff is playing top 10 tennis right now. That's what she said. Let's all pray for Chrissy to conquer. You don't know if you guys heard, but she has ovarian cancer. They caught it early. This actually took out my sister, so it can get very serious, but they caught it with my sister way late. They caught it very early with Chris, so hopefully she's going to put the beat down on the ovarian cancer. Let's pray for her. Oh, by the way, at the end of the month, if you guys are regular followers of me, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you get on my email list somehow because Gigi Fernandez and I are going to be interviewing Bob Bryant at the end of the month. How cool is that? If Rafa managed to ease his way into the quarterfinal, it's game over. Let's take a look at the Rafa draw here in a couple of seconds. What do you guys think? Should we do that? All right. I saw Barty match. That was a lot more competitive than the scoreline suggests. Very good. Anypug Tennis coming back with a strong comment about Barty. And yeah, that's a good sign. I agree with you. When you could come out and beat somebody like 1-0 and it was a closer match than it appeared, that means that you're playing really good tennis. And when someone's putting up a challenge, you can always figure out a way to suppress the challenge, push it back, and win the game anyway. So that's pretty cool. I quit watching tennis during high school 5+ years ago. Now I am at university. I have more time, and I've spent the past month watching more. Love your streams and try to learn the newer players. Very cool. Thank you so much. Look at this. Can Pete Sampras win the Australian Open in 2022? Yeah, Pete, lace up. Lace up and get out there. Because he's the GOAT. I will say this. I do think that especially at Wimbledon, I think if Pete, you could, do a time machine and put Pete against these current modern day players with his first and his second serve, his serve and volley game, the way he can so craftily get to the net, the way he can cover the net. I think he would take a lot of people to woodshed on the grass and win some more majors on the grass if you could turn back time. But that's the thing that's sad about time is you can't turn back the time, as I'm learning. Hey, coach, remember me? Oh, Rosita, of course I remember you from the tennis camp, older student. Keys is looking really good. That's right. Madison Keys, big win last night. That's true, Rosita. And I remember you were always one of my favorite students. So, of course, I remember you. Thank you for being on the live stream. Okay. What I'm going to do now is, and keep your comments coming, we'll keep posting them, is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to look at Rafa's draw. We're going to look at Rafa's draw before we take off here. So here we go. We're going to share the screen. Should be popping up in a second. Come on, get in there. There it is. And now we're going to go over to the draw. I'm going to blow this up for you guys. Okay, we're going to look for Rafa's name. Where is Rafa's name? Okay, there we go. So Rafa last night, look at that. Over our American boy here, just put an absolute, why is that going away? Oh, come on. Don't do this to me when I'm on a live stream. Ugh. Why would it do that? Okay, there it is. It's back. Australian Open. What is it doing? Do you see what it's doing to me, guys? I don't know why it's doing this. Men's singles. Yeah, let's go to the draw. I apologize for the website totally acting up. Let me get it smaller so I can figure out what it's doing to me. Technology definitely has a sense of humor. Okay, there we go. The draw's coming back. Nick Curo is going to be in action tonight. Let me know what you guys think about that. We've got to find Nadal again. Okay, there he is. Okay, so I'm going to blow up the screen again. Hopefully it won't do anything to me, because I want you guys to be able to read what I can read and put in some more intelligent comments like you guys have been doing today. Okay, let's see. Nadal. Okay, there he is. Now, Nadal in his next match plays a qualifier from Germany, and I've never heard of the guy. So, and he put a beat down on Kokkinakis from Australia, who's a wild card, but that guy is super talented. It's just a sad career for that guy. He's a super talented player. One year, probably his best win ever, he beat Federer down either in Miami or at Indian Wells. And just faced a ton of injuries. And so, that 6-3, 6-2, 6-3, 6-2 win is solid, but we really don't know how good a win that is, since Kokkinakis has not done anything on the tour. So again, you're thinking, okay, advantage Rafa. Then if we go up, because he's going to be working his way up, you're going to see that he could potentially face Karen Khachanov, which that could be a tough. They had a classic battle at the U.S. Open several years ago. Karen Khachanov, another one where I'm like, he's a head scratcher. I don't know how he's not done more. I mean, anytime you're staying in the top 50, you have an amazing career. You're doing great things. But I just think this guy could be a top 10er if he ever put his stuff together consistently. But he doesn't seem to be able to do it consistently. But one match, and he's a big dude. Rafa's big forehand might not hurt his backhand as much. That could be a very tough match for Rafa. I mean, if Rafa handles Khachanov very easily, then again, what I'm saying right now, then I'm really going to strongly be putting all my chips on the table and say Rafa is looking very strong to win this thing, because Khachanov could be a big challenge. So that could be an upset. I'm calling that right now too. If Rafa is not, if last night he just, maybe they play indoors, or if Rafa isn't as sharp or starts to get tired or the foot starts to hurt, if any of that happens, Khachanov can beat him. That could be an upset. I know I was talking big Rafa, and I'm still talking big Rafa, but that could. And then here's another one. Look at this, Karatsev. What a bit! But this is gonna be a great match. First of all, McDonald is playing great tennis, and Karatsev playing great. And this guy just knows how to win. Look at that. Look at that win last night. Lose the first set, ekes out the second set in the tiebreaker, but puts the beat down 7-1, then loses a tiebreaker. Now he's down 2-1, and then wins two very competitive 6-4, 6-4 sets. Karatsev is a winner out of nowhere. This guy has learned how to be a winner, even though he couldn't win qualifying against qualifiers. Totally weird. I don't know how this happened. Mannarino Duckworth, that's going to be, you're going to look at that. I mean, he's got a lot of challenging people in his draw. Herbie Hurkacz, that guy is a beast. So Rafa Denis Shapovalov on his side. Rafa's got a tough path. He's going to have to be playing top form going here forward. Opelka could be tricky, but he's not going to lose to Riley Opelka in 5 sets. So that's not. Millman can't be. And then there's Zverev. Of course, Zverev's got the game to beat him. Tall dude playing some of the best tennis in the world now for over a year, and matches up well against Rafa. The big game, the big backhand. Berrettini. Don't think Berrettini would beat Rafa, especially Rafa can pick on that weak one-hand slice. Alcaraz, I mean, look at all the people on Rafa's side of the draw. So if Rafa's going to win this tournament, which look at Korda last night. This was the upset of the day for me. 6-3, 6-0, 6-4. I wonder if Cam Norrie was injured or something. I mean, that's just a weird scoreline, especially for such a workhorse. Korda looked good though, and he had one. If you watched it, he was hitting that nice little slow rolling. No one hits the ball slow anymore. Actually, the ball was a fast rolling forehand angle, getting Norrie off the court over and over again to that awkward, unorthodox backhand, and eventually Korda would just rip one up the line, and that was a play that Norrie just could not defend. So if you're watching that match and you're on the tour, now you kind of know how to beat up on Norrie if you can do it. Easier said than done, of course. Giron, Bublik, he won't be there by the time Rafa might play him. Tommy Paul, tough player. And then look at the top of the draw. I mean, so Rafa's got a lot of tough matches to get through, but a very interesting side of the draw there. Okay, I'm going to remove this and see what else you guys are saying here. See what else you guys are saying. It currently seems that Edberg won. What, you guys? I hope Ash Barty does win. I've got a small hitting. I got to have a small hitting session. Oh, you were fortunate enough to hit with her years ago. And she got the key to the city where we are both from. Such an awesome person. Yeah, she does seem like a very awesome person. As in Australia, I am biased, but I would love to see Kokkinakis go against Rafa. Yeah, but he's out. He got destroyed. I am Novak's fan. Really sad for him. I hope his clones, Zverev and Medvedev, will set up and be able to do the dirty job. Okay, so I guess you're like, I hope that they can stop Rafa. Nick can be a good player if he can contain his outbursts and his attitude. And, let's face it, the key is he's got to work hard off the court, and I don't think he's willing to do that. He really loves posting a bunch of cute little videos of him and his girlfriend on the court. So, I mean, look, Nick, I defended Nick for years, and I kept hoping that Nick would do something. The guy just loves having fun, making millions of dollars. I don't blame him, but I'm not turning on the TV anymore for him. I used to, Nick's going to play. I got to see what he's going to do. I'm going to watch the match. Last year he looked so bad on the court. Hopefully, maybe he's done something to get ready this year. I don't know. Yannick is a German player who played at USC. He's definitely a hardcore player. He's played Palos Verdes tournament the year I won the 60s. He was 1 and 2 seed the Open, but didn't win. Okay. That's cool to know. But that has nothing to do with the big boy tennis at the Australian Open. The field is open. Rafa, Medvedev, Zverev. Any can win. What about Tsitsipas? No one's talking Tsitsipas here. He did very well last year at the Aussie Open, and he did incredible all the way up to the French Open. Does he have no chance? I believe Rafa definitely has his work cut out for him. I am still pulling for him, though, says Rosita. I mean, yeah, I think that is a big statement, one to stop on. Yes, Rafa is, if you're a Rafa fan, you have to feel great about what you saw last night. He looks fit. He looks fast. The serve has more power to it. The forehand's pumping big with the RPMs. And, he's looking good. He's looking like a contender. But if you look at his draw, you're like, damn, he's got to beat a lot of good players. Whoa, he's got to beat a lot of good players. That's what you're thinking if you're looking at the Rafa draw. So, sometimes you get a nice draw and you're feeling good and you kind of go breeze through. Like I thought Novak at Wimbledon last year. Novak is so darn good that he had such a great draw at Wimbledon. Of course, you have to beat good players. I'm not saying he didn't beat any good players, but he pretty much went through the entire tournament playing his B, sometimes his C game. Like he didn't even have to bring out his A game to win a major. That's kind of crazy because of the players he played against didn't step up, and he didn't really face the, heavy artillery as far as, people could really test him. I don't think Rafa has much of a chance against Medvedev, Zverev, Berrettini. Oh, come on. He'll beat up Berrettini. I'm guaranteed with him being able to serve his lefty serve to the Berrettini backhand and then just pick on it with his forehand. He's got a very good chance against Berrettini. Medvedev, Medvedev could definitely beat Rafa as he could beat anybody. Zverev is showing that I think he can beat anybody on any given day. Okay, let's go here. Tsitsipas has lost some of his fan base because of the bathroom controversies, and his injury was very significant for anyone for him to pick now. That may be true. People turn against people quick. A little too long in the potty, all of a sudden, no one likes you anymore. I still like everybody. I don't know. Like if you tell me, Pete, who do you not like? I like them all. I was going to include Stefanos, but wasn't sure the correct spelling of his last name. Yeah, Tsitsipas. You got to get used to that one. Okay, there we go, guys. That's it. Rafa looking good, looking like the tables may have turned in the GOAT debate and the GOAT race. Novak has left it kind of open now. If Rafa can step in, take advantage of this, win the Aussie Open, then you're going to the French Open next. Now, all of a sudden, the year is just getting warmed up, and all of a sudden, Rafa's at 22. 2-2, baby. Can easily happen. Of course, it's not easy to win all those matches, but this is not unrealistic. Where now, all of a sudden, when it looked like Novak was going to run away with it, now all of a sudden, it's going to be like, can Novak even play in a Grand Slam, and who's going to stop Rafa? So it looks like Novak may have to come back on the tour playing some serious catch-up instead of running away with the Grand Slam debate, title, GOAT, all that kind of stuff. Rafa can't be the favorite for a Grand Slam anymore just because of his body. Yeah, but he looked good, guys. He looks good. So many people have written off Rafa for years. I mean, he's had so many injuries, and it looks like he's been down now. And he's been off the tour so many times, 6 months, 12 months. Amazing how many times he comes back. And you're looking for him to lose a step. But when he's healthy, he shows the speed is still there. I don't think last night he looked like he had lost any speed in his body. Which will be interesting to see what Federer can do, because Federer at the Wimbledon last year clearly to me looked slower. He looked rusty. He looked slow. His reaction time was down, and I'm not at all bagging on him. I'm like, that's normal. He was injured. I mean, just to get to the quarterfinals at his age is crazy. And to get to the quarterfinals the way Roger did, not playing your best tennis, that's pretty much what he did. That goes to show what a winner he is. But I could clearly see that Roger wasn't the Roger of old. Last night, Rafa, to me, looked just like prime Rafa. And sometimes prime Rafa playing his best tennis and bringing out some weapons. Because it's interesting, Rafa at times will just go, and he can win Grand Slams without using like a big serve and not really going big, but just being super fit and frustrating. And of course, hitting his winners when he needs to. And then there's other times where Rafa goes on stretches where it's like, I'm just playing big. I'm hitting big serves, that lots of times he doesn't choose to use. I'm hitting big forehands. I'm like really taking to my opponents, playing fast. I mean, that's what he was doing last night. So I think that's fun. That's my favorite. Rafa on 22 in 22 sounds awesome. So there you go. We're a Rafa fan. All right, guys, like this up. I've got a new video out. Top 10 drills for beginner tennis players. So if you are a beginner tennis player watching this, or if you know anybody who's new to the game, make sure that you share my new instructional video with them. Be looking out for, you got to get on my email list, though, because we're not going to do it publicly. Gigi Fernandez and I are going to be interviewing Bob Bryan on the 27th of January at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can come on and ask Bob questions. I'll be doing lots of personal coaching. I call them hyper-focus camps for his 4 players. So maybe message me in the comment section after the video uploads here on YouTube and becomes a permanent fixture. You can write me a note and let me know if you're interested in training with me. And I'm going to be back later with the preview of Emma Raducanu, who I love, Emma. And I love Sloane's too, but I'm rooting for Emma because I just think it'd be cool to see her back up her U.S. Open and show the world that she is not a freak of nature, that it wasn't just luck, beginner's luck, that she's going to be here all the time for us to love. That's what I hope. Let's see here. We'll do a couple more cons before we leave. Rafa will be unbeatable for another 10 years against someone like, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a very good comment. It was the man against the boy last night. This is a dumb question, but do you look, if Rafa wins, will people think it's a legit if Novak wasn't there? Hope this question makes sense. Guys, as time goes on, if you win a major, you win a major. Look, Roger won the French Open against, did he beat Soderling? I think he beat Soderling, who also is a great player, but he's no Rafa. Now, when we look back at Roger's career and he's got 1 French Open, I mean, we just go, he won the French Open, last year, Novak won 27 out of 28 Grand Slam matches. He didn't have to play. He had to play Rafa at the French, which was epic. That was an epic match. And that's where Rafa got re-injured that foot. But he didn't have to play him at the Australian Open. He didn't have to play Roger. He didn't have to play really anybody too tough. He rolled through Wimbledon. Hey, he won the tournament. It's a Wimbledon title. He's got 20 majors. No one's saying, well, he kind of has 20 majors. No. Novak's got 20 majors. Rafa's got 20 majors. Roger has 20 majors. There's been times where Roger's won some finals against some people, certainly not named Rafa or Novak. I mean, Roger has 20 Grand Slam titles. So if Rafa can win, it's 21, baby. It's 21. No one's going to take that away. There's not going to be an asterisk next to it. It's 21. That's all there is to it. Roger was injured at 21-21. Yeah, the 2021 Wimbledon. That's true. He did look injured. He said he was injured, and then we haven't seen him since. It's a big question mark at 41, how you're ever going to come back and, be there. Okay, super insightful. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I love how the comments just keep rolling in. Luck plays a huge part. No way Fed loses championship points twice in a row, but it did happen. Yeah. Novak makes his own luck lots of times. Again, I think the biggest opponent for Rafa is his body. That's true, but, he can go on stretches where he's healthy for a long time. Thanks, Pete. Have a good week. Okay, guys. Watch my latest instruction videos. Be looking out later. We'll be doing this for 2 weeks now. I'm going to be really involved here with the live streams, looking at our favorite matches, doing the previews, doing the match reactions. So if you like that, like the video and subscribe so you don't miss it. Put your notification bell on. You were right the first time calling them majors. No slams. Yeah, they're majors, right? They're not grand slams, right? Because the grand slam is winning 4. But hey, everybody knows what I'm talking about, Michael. Thank you for being on the live stream. We'll see you guys later.